You're listening to Plant-Based Diary, the podcast where I share my thoughts and feels on all things vegan. And now you're here, let's go. Hi, welcome back to Plant-Based Diary and Happy New Year. For the first time in a really long time, I went out and it was so nice. It was just so nice to be with the girlies and just have a really nice time. I used to go out every single year for New Year's and then I just got really sick of it. I prefer to be in my own comfort with my baby boy, watching the fireworks from the TV. Whatever you did, I hope you had a wonderful day, and I hope that this is a year of happiness. No, I hope it will be a year of happiness and just everything positive for you, and all challenges are just little side quests that you need to conquer. So yeah. Also, I guess we're celebrating a new year with a lot of things, but you know, of course, the start of the video podcast. I am so thankful for all of you people that have been following me through the whole year. You know, the reason why I started this podcast was because I wanted to do something where I could hold myself accountable and stand in my authenticity. And I have really, I have stuck to that. I have really committed myself to this. I've loved doing it. And so, I've taken the next steps, going to videos. And I just appreciate all of you who have joined me on this journey, whether it's you're an OG from the beginning or whether you first learned about me from the episode that I did last week. I just appreciate you. I appreciate you so much. You know, I'm not a big person. I'm regular, degular, little me, just doing something that I really enjoy. And so I'm glad that I can share that with you. Welcome if you're new. Head to my podcasts and you will see all of the stuff that I talk about. I loved interviewing. Interviewing was so much fun. And Simon was such a great first guest to have. I feel like you learn so much when you speak to somebody that actually is about that life. So I really loved interviewing, and I have an amazing lineup already of guests this year. I'm so excited and I'm so grateful that people actually want to come onto the podcast and actually chat with me, and I get to learn some stuff. Whoopee, yes. So I am so excited for that, but I want to stick true to what I've been doing this whole podcast because I've been enjoying that, and that is talking about vegan things going on in the world, sharing my 2 pence on it, so let's get into it. This week, we are shouting now. It only makes sense. It's Veganuary, right? New year, new you, new bod, eating clean, doing good. So we're going to shout out the founders of Veganuary, Jane Land and Matthew Glover. It's mad that this has been going on for 10 plus years, right? The first one was in 2014. And then, 2004 is just gone. So 10 years, this would be the 11th year. Madness. I mean, people participate in Veganuary from all around the world. In 2014, only 3,300 people pledged to take part in Veganuary that year. As opposed to now, 2.5 million people all around the world. That is just insane. And it is a kind of good sign that actually people are becoming much more aware about veganism, the movement, for whatever reasons, whether it's environmental, ethical, health. People are talking about it more, and people are engaging more within it, and people are actually making those vegan choices, which is so amazing. Businesses, companies, restaurants, cafes are all participating in it, and it just shows that it can be done because you have the support of businesses and companies and people doing work to talk about veganism and all of that stuff. Their campaign offers like meal preps, resources, recipes, and so like it really is there to kind of help you be vegan for the 31 days. So it's just an amazing thing. It's an amazing thing, and I love to see anything vegan happen. It's just spread the love, man. Like, bring awareness, spread the love. So shout out to you, Jane, and shout out to you, Matthew. So in my diary today, it's only right that we continue to talk about Veganuary. I guess because this could serve as a nice little episode for people that are trying Veganuary, but also any vegan out there that's lazy, because I know me, I get into my lazy moments. I really do. I'll go through Sprouts and like all I want are just like chips and like Beyond Burger. and then it's just like I get lazy and then I forget like not how to cook, but I forget kind of like all these amazing things that I can do with veggies and plants. And so yeah. This is what anyone, if you're just curious about this podcast, welcome. I thought it's great that Veganuary happened. You know, it's great that Veganuary has amazing resources, and they do have a lot of resources for you to continue after Veganuary ends, because that's when the hype dies down, and that's when the restaurants and the cafes and all the companies, brands, they no longer do their Veganuary specials. I guess it becomes a little bit more challenging, but not to say that it's not possible. So I want to give you my personal 5 or 6, I don't know, we'll see, tips on how to get through Veganuary, and also how to continue with a vegan lifestyle, plant-based lifestyle for the rest of the year and beyond. So yeah, let's get into it. First one is set yourself realistic goals. You know who you are as a person. So like telling yourself, you know, it's a new year, it's a new me, and I'm going to be in the gym every single day. And you do that, but you know that when February, March comes, that's when you start to kind of like trail off because life happens. Don't be that person, because you know you. Set yourself realistic goals. So if it is, look, I'm going to commit to, I don't know, having a vegan day once a week, right? Just to show you that it can be done. And, you know, I think I take a little bit of experience from doing the podcast. You know, committing to doing something once a week is not something that is, you know, a really big change. So it's not daunting. And now I look back, I can see that I've almost completed a whole year of podcasts, just repeating, putting it out every single week. And actually shows me, whoa, like I can do it. And the same thing goes to being plant-based or eating vegan. And if you're someone that thinks that going vegan is going to be this really like, yeah, scary, challenging thing, well, don't make it challenging. Make it easy for you so that it works for you. And then once you realize that it's not as hard as it is, which you will find, then you can start with the building blocks. You can start to build and build and build. And sometimes you might not even realize, but you might be like, do you know what? It's Tuesday. I know it's not Friday, vegan Fridays, but I feel like going vegan today. Let's do it. And before you know it, you're vegan. Hey! Just set yourself realistic goals. And they don't have to be big ones as well. It literally can be switching your dairy, for a plant-based milk. And you'll find as well that some of the stuff that you make or that you eat are already vegan. It's just that you have to make it just a little switch. Just a tiny switch. And if you fall like short of your goals, don't beat yourself up. Just jump back on the bandwagon and continue. A lot of us that have grown up eating meat, myself included, and animal products, that is like years and years and years of like social conditioning to act a certain way. And so we kind of have to unlearn that, right? And so if you can say, do you know what? That's it. I'm changing, and I'm changing right now, completely cold turkey. Amazing. But a lot of people, I think, aren't like that. And if that isn't you, just set yourself a challenge. Your challenge for the year is to consume less and see if you can push yourself a little bit more as the year goes on. And it's as simple as that. Number 2 is understand the whys behind the Veganuary, or why you're going vegan. If you're going vegan because of the animals, there's so many documentaries out there to learn a bit more about the depths of dairy farming, the factory farms, or to learn about how Christmas turkey originated. There is information out there for you to even just, there's so much. If you are going vegan because of health reasons, there are so many people that are vegan and they're cooking with whole foods, or they're showing you how you can turn an oyster mushroom into, I don't know, a burger. There are so many Insta TikTok chefs out there that are doing amazing things with plants that you can learn from. Fitness people as well that are vegan as well. If you're going vegan for environmental reasons, there's like so much out there. There are even podcasts. Actually, shameless plug, subscribe please. Subscribe if you like the content, so that at least you know what's coming out every week, and then you're reminded that you get my smiley face every single week. More knowledge is power. So the more that you learn, the more you're able to feel confident in the choices and the decisions that you are making. But I think once you understand the whys behind going vegan, I think it will be a little bit easier to kind of motivate you to do that. Number 3 is community and support. If you're someone that's like hard-headed and you're like, I don't care, I'm going to be vegan, then great, go you. But I know for a lot of people, it can be very challenging if you don't have people around you who understand the journey that you're on, or are kind of like disrespectful about it, because it's a social pressure. It will just, of course, make it easier for you to slip back to just eating animals again. I think it just depends on who you are, again, as a person. But I can say for me, when I went vegan in the early stages, it was so challenging. I remember the first roast that I had, and this was me just going vegan blindly. I did not know what to eat, whatever. And I remember I thought, well, let me just leave out the animal for my Sunday roast. Let me just, I don't know, eat potatoes and gravy and broccoli. And I think that was it. And I remember my grandpa like, who's this crazy girl? This isn't a proper meal. She's not going to be strong and all of that stuff. And I remember like being made fun out of. So I think early on for me, it was quite lonely because I didn't have anybody that was kind of going along that same journey with me, that was close to me, my friends or family. Having people around you that understand the journey that you're on, or that are going along on the same journey as you, is amazing. And you'll find these people like literally online. Beauty of the internet. Just do that. Number 4 is get yourself a veg cookbook. I kid you not, it's a game changer. The reels and the TikToks are great and they're amazing. But I find personally, I get all of these things and then I'll try it, and then sometimes I'll be like, that was such a waste. So there's that side to it. But also, with a cookbook, very often they're using ingredients that you can reuse. So at least you're not feeling like you have to get all of these items for this specific recipe to then never use again. That is the beautiful thing about cookbooks. And then they give you some they drop a little bit of knowledge about, the way to cook vegetables, or just how to kind of roast them so that it comes out a bit more crispy or a bit more sweet. So a veg cookbook is literally your best friend. My uncle, he got me one for Christmas so long ago. It kind of, really expanded actually my knowledge on vegetables and how to cook them, plants, fruits, all of that good stuff. So get yourself a veg cookbook. The first one that my uncle got me, it was Veg by Jamie Oliver. It wasn't anything special. It wasn't, this is for vegans. It was just a veg book. Since then, I've kind of become a little obsessed with veg cookbooks, because you learn so much. You learn so much. So do that. And then I say number 5 is probably sign up to the Veganuary website. That's the whole reason it's there. But I feel like I should be sponsored for this, but I'm not. I just think what they're doing is a really, really, really good thing. And why not spread the goodness and the love of Veganuary? So the whole website exists to help you. And so if you ever feel lost, or if you've ever felt stuck, just go on their website. They literally even send you meal plans, and they even send you recipes if you sign up to their newsletter or something like that. I did it last year, I think. And it's pretty impressive. It's literally here is free knowledge for you so that you don't suffer this month and beyond. Use it. So use it. Oh, and I'll say my bonuses, Happy Cow, Google Maps. You think that it's going to be harder when, the hype dies down, but it's not, because a lot of these plant-based brands, they still exist after Veganuary. Whilst restaurants might not have their vegan menus or the Veganuary special menus, they will have vegan options. But Google is so good at highlighting vegan spots. Vegan spot near me, done. Literally, I kid you not. So yeah, it's not as hard as you think, but I think once you take that step forward, you will actually realize it's easier than you think. So there you have it. Let's take it to If You Know, You Know, and we'll be back. Welcome to If You Know, You Know. What am I? I'm not tofu, I've got more bite. Fermented beans give me my mind. A cousin to tofu, but here is my flair. Whole soybeans, a denser pair. I'm a protein queen with fiber too. Gut-friendly benefits all for you. Like Beyonce, I'll upgrade you with ease. Who am I? Packed with umami to please. Stick around to find out. And don't forget, if you know, you know. As always, I'm going to drop the answer for you at the end. So, if you're new to this, I ask you to send in your Delulu dilemmas or write into me or whatever. So if you're new and you want to, literally anything. It may not be the most sound advice, but send it in anyway. Plantbaseddiary@gmail.com. Slide into the DMs because I don't have that many followers at the moment, so I will see them. Vegan related, of course. But yeah, no, like whatever you're thinking, feeling. Taylor from London says, you're giving Sherlock Holmes with all the uncovering of shady animal rights stuff, slay. Thank you, Taylor. I don't feel like I am uncovering stuff. I just love learning about things and sharing it with you. But there are so many OGs that have been in this vegan space that I have learned from and that have inspired me. And they are like, and even just literally speaking with Simon from the Hunt Saboteurs Association last week was just so amazing. He's been doing that for 40 years, he said. 40 years. So just to even just hear about his view on like animal rights and the work that he's doing within, the illegal hunting and sabotaging the hunt, it's so amazing and inspiring to me. I didn't uncover that, but I will take that if I'm the modern day Sherlock Holmes. So thank you. Mia from Manchester says, you made me wonder about animal welfare controversies on that episode about Brian May and the RSPCA. How can we hold organisations accountable whilst still supporting their mission? Okay, well, it's quite a heavy question. I wasn't really expecting that. But thank you. So in my episode, I can't remember when, but I was talking about Brian May and his decision to step down from the RSPCA. And that was because of Animal Rising doing an expose where they went into RSPCA assured farms and they were literally exposing that, hey, they say that the RSPCA assured farms have the highest animal welfare standards, but no, they're not. And it is horrible. I'll drop the link actually so that you can just click and you can listen to it. But yeah, it was, I really like Brian May. He's such a cool guy. I'm going to manifest it. He's going to come on the podcast at some point. He's coming on. I'm manifesting it. It's happening. But yeah, so what was the question? How can we hold organizations accountable while still supporting their mission? I think it's a tricky one. Do you know what? I think I can only answer how I would respond or how I would act. And this isn't by all means the only way. I think there's so many ways in which to do things. So this is my way. I'm someone that just would rather kind of invest their energy into an animal rights organization or organizations that are doing the good work and being voices for the animals. And ironically, they're all majority vegan charities or organizations because they really do care about the animals. You have to kind of put your money where your mouth is. If you care about the animals, why would you be then also encouraging eating them? So that's personally, long story cut short, what I would do, period. Like, RSPCA has been quite controversial for quite some time. And whilst they do it, there has been some amazing things that they have been doing. And if you're someone that is really passionate about holding RSPCA accountable and getting petitions to be signed and protesting like out against them and all of that stuff, that's an amazing avenue for you to go down. And I'm sure there are many organizations and groups that do that. So join them, be part of them. But I think for me, I'd rather just focus my energy and my attention and invest or donate or support the organizations that are doing the work. Because I think the RSPCA is such a big organization that it's sad to say that they would probably survive if I don't contribute to them. But taking my involvement away from them will impact them enough for them to make a change, if there is enough people taken away their involvement, right? So that's how I see it. And I think it is such a big red flag, and it says a lot because recently Chris Packham, he stepped down. Sir Brian May, he stepped down as well. And so it says a lot if these people who care about animal rights are stepping down from the organization that supposedly is supposed to care about animal welfare and animal rights. So that's what I would say. Just invest your energy elsewhere, literally, period. But if you are really that invested in RSPCA and you do see some of the good stuff that they do, be a voice for that. Hold the stuff that they don't do accountable, but then also support the stuff that they do that you believe to be right, you know? If there is anything that they do right. No shade. So yeah, that's my answer. Thank you so much, Mia from Manchester. Love it, Mia from Manchester. If you want to send in a message, an email, do so, plantbaseddiet@gmail.com, and I'll drop the links for you below so that you can have a little. And one of the weeks I'll read them out whenever I feel like reading out your messages. Before I leave you, the if you know of the week is tempeh. You know, I used to hate tempeh because I just used to find the texture so weird and bland, but I don't know what it is. Recently, I've become obsessed with it because actually it absorbs flavor pretty well, much more than I realized, because I never gave it the time of day. So there you have it. Thank you so much for being here. Be kind, stay curious, and I'll see you next week.